Hey guys, in today's video, I want to talk about why you're not experiencing what you want, even though you know you create your life. You know that alignment is the key. You understand that imagination creates reality, Neville Goddard, but some things just aren't budging. Why is that? I've talked to a lot of people who are conscious creators and they're frustrated. They've done everything right. They could practically channel Abraham or Neville Goddard, and yet they're still chasing these big desires. So, this is what I discovered. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Popular teachings contain truths, and yes, but there's an oversimplification of the message that really misses the nuances that are required for successful manifestation, or I call it successful materialization, because we don't really create anything. It's like telling somebody who wants to lose weight to just exercise more. Get more exercise and you'll lose weight theory. That just doesn't work. It doesn't address diet. It doesn't address why are you holding on to the weight. It doesn't address anything. So today I want to talk about some aspects that impact just about everybody in their ability to co-create and materialize their dreams. The first one is alignment. And you all know about alignment. You see it everywhere. It's the get into the vortex, get into alignment, and then watch it happen. I really cannot disagree with that. It's your connection to source. It's the doorway to your higher mind. It's the gateway to synchronicities and orchestrations and this magical unfolding that happens when we get out of our heads and get into our heart and into alignment with whatever it is that we desire. But there's more than that. Some people who are always happy and aligned are broke. I've met with those people. Some people always struggle with finances and struggle with attracting more wealth into their lives. But if alignment is the most important thing, how is that possible? Well, most people believe that alignment is the only necessary practice for co-creation, but that's just not true. Alignment has actually very little to do with co-creation. Your reality reflects your alignment right now, but also the vibrational frequencies you're practicing. You can be happy, but still practice resistance. You can be in alignment with your vision, but still have beliefs and stories that reinforce thoughts that I'm not good enough or money doesn't always support me. That used to be my story, that I couldn't count on money. So no matter what I did, money just didn't drop in. We have to look at the stories that are saying, we have to look at how you react to things. When you look at your bank account and it's lower than you think, are you aligned then or are you triggered? Another one is vibration. And your vibration is really the emotions, the stories, and beliefs that you hold inside. They're your operating system. They're what I call your welcome to being human beliefs that we all took on. It's the ego. I'm not enough. Life isn't safe. I'm not powerful. But your vibration is the energetic signature that you're broadcasting based on your overall emotional patterns and the stories that you tell and your beliefs. So these exist in every one of us, and they need to be addressed at both the conscious and subconscious levels. The main work for people who are serious about co-creation and empowerment is the vibrational work, exploring your emotions, stories, and beliefs. It's about becoming empowered by releasing what isn't serving you, but you've got to become aware of it first. And I'm not talking about years of shadow work. I'm talking about just noticing what you notice. What are your thoughts like in a day? What triggers you? These are the things that are happening under your conscious awareness. And it makes alignment difficult, and it prevents manifestation for most people. You can't manifest a healthy relationship and a supportive partner if you have unprocessed childhood abandonment issues. You can't manifest a thriving $1 million business or coaching practice if your mind repeats that, well, making money is hard, or I have to figure this out, or I have to earn it, or if you're thinking, well, I'm just not worthy of it. When we keep telling the story, for instance, that good people never get ahead, or that, Murphy's Law, things always go wrong for me, they do. You announce reality. So we have to notice what we notice again. We have to notice the stories that are running in our head that we're telling ourselves about our lives and about ourselves. Thing that I used to hear is there aren't any good men left. Well, guess what you experience? There are no good men left. And for those of you who are men who are listening to this, maybe you're saying there aren't any good women left. Well, that's your reality. We just really have to be aware of what's going on that we may not be noticing. Another one is split energy. And the easiest way to understand split energy is that your mind is split into two parts, creating an inner conflict. And usually this is subconscious. You might consciously want a relationship for marriage, but unconsciously, you may believe that there's no freedom if I get married. You might want more financial abundance or a flood of financial abundance. But you may look at some wealthy person in a Lamborghini as, well, I bet they have inherited money, or something like that. You may perceive people who are wealthy as selfish and greedy. You may want to lose weight, but underneath, you may believe it's not safe because then you'll attract attention. This is what I mean by split energy. The split energy is always the fear. I want money, but money isn't safe. Another one is a big one, the current reality loop. So everything either exists in one of two states. It's either absent or it's present. Most people activate the lack frequency by focusing on the absence of the desire rather than its vibrational presence. We can't experience anything that we're not focused on already. I want money, but my bank account is empty. I want money, but it's the but. And genetically, we are wired to focus on what's missing. It's an old survival strategy. So what do? We look at our current reality and say, well, I've done all the work, but it's not here. Well, I've done all this stuff. Why aren't I getting a sign? Or how do I make it show up? I see this on YouTube where the attention grabbers are attract your desire in 24 hours. Well, if you know that it's coming, like air, like breathing, why would you care? Why would you care if it comes in 24 hours or not? If you absolutely understood that we always get what we need, no matter what it is, you would not be focused on the lack of it or the need to hurry up. And this is really what I see so much. People are saying, well, where is it? When is it? Why isn't it here? They're focusing on what they don't have instead of focusing on what it would feel like when you do have what you want, or focusing on other ways that it could show up. If you want abundance, there's lots of ways to feel abundant. We can breathe. There's an abundance of air. As I'm looking out my window, there's an aspen tree with an abundance of leaves. There's grass, there's clouds, there's an abundance of everything. So we need to train ourselves to notice what we do have in terms of frequency, but that's not what most people do. And also, what I see with this paying attention to the current reality loop, when someone says, I've done all the right things, where is it, when is it, how is it? Then they go into, I must be doing something wrong, or I need to do something. I've got to do something to make this happen. And this is so common. This is why people become strategy junkies, information junkies. Well, if I just learn this one thing, then my desire can show up. But that's even saying to the field, I don't have what I want and I don't deserve it. I need to do something. This is the big thing where people can get hung up for years. We focus on what's missing instead of being grateful for what we do have, instead of being grateful for things that exist in frequency and vibration but haven't materialized yet. This is another big one. Attachment to outcome. I need this by the end of the month. How am I gonna? Whatever. I really need to have this. This is called hyperfixation. Hyperfixation and attachment are really the killers of manifestation. So many people that I see, especially if you're younger, want $1 million. Like there's something sacred about being a millionaire, even if it means you're miserable. But here's the thing, the more you want something, the more you push it away. Because when you want something, you're announcing, I don't have it. Oh, I really want it. Then you're saying, I really don't have it. So you create this energetic desperation that repels the very things that you want. And this goes back to some of our old unconscious beliefs that I can't trust life. I'm not always supported. If money were a person, or I had a fairy godmother or father in life, would it grant me all my wishes, or would it reject me and make me work for everything? If we don't trust that everything we want is already ours, then we give our power away to circumstances. We say, yeah, but where is it? Yeah, but I need it. The fastest way to create what you want is to let go of the need for it. It is absolutely essential. When my life hit rock bottom, when I had a full leg brace on and couldn't walk, couldn't work because I couldn't walk. Couldn't go back to my old career. I was too old. Didn't know what I was going to do. I thought I was going to be a bag lady on the street. I just let go. I just had to feel the fear. I had no family, no funds left. And I had to just say, whatever happens. And that actually broke the dam of money, opportunities, everything that was already mine, but I had been keeping it away by saying silently, what if it doesn't come? What if? It's really what a lot of us do. This is just so important. It's called surrender. We have to surrender. We may know that there's a higher power at work, whether you believe it's your soul or divine self or the monad, whatever you believe, God. But a lot of people are just like I used to be, where I thought it was very impersonal. I didn't believe that this higher power or higher self knew that I had an electric bill to pay and no money in the bank. And a lot of people know a lot of things, but this isn't about what you know. It's about how your nervous system responds. We absolutely have to release our attachment to outcome. Otherwise, we're inserting resistance into the equation. And so if you've been wanting something for a very long time, check this to see if you're attached to an outcome. And I would also say, why do you want what you want? This really goes back to what I mentioned earlier. We have all of these unconscious beliefs. A lot of people want something because it will make them feel worthy or capable or enough. And what your subconscious hears is, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. And that's what you're radiating out into the field. I'm not enough, I'm not worthy. So look at why you want what you want. Where's it coming from? If it's to fill a void, that could be a reason that your dream, the thing that you're wanting to create, hasn't shown up. The next one that I want to talk about is action in your comfort zone. Many people buy into the law of attraction and other teachings saying that if it's not a hell yes, it's a big fat no. And many people also believe that living in alignment means opportunity should always be effortless and never uncomfortable. I see this in some of my coaching clients, but that's not how it works. We're here not to manifest, but we're here walking a path of expansion. We're here to remember our power, to remember that we do create and that we can create just about anything. Our desires are the carrot on the stick that hook us to start to walk this path of conscious creation versus reaction that ultimately leads us to our desires. But most people aren't exploring their emotions or aren't exploring the root of their discomfort or acting on opportunities because they think there should be no discomfort. They think it should just be easy. They think that the higher self or their inner being is like Santa Claus who just delivers the goods. So they sit in their comfort zone waiting for their inner being or the higher self to make things happen, when in reality the ball is in our court. We need to take action because action grounds the energy into this physical form. We have to take action. And our nervous system has a thermostat on it. And it likes to keep us safe and comfortable. And anything that's different makes the amygdala fire and say, ding, 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 it's not safe here. And so many people say, well, I'm not going to do anything, or I don't know what to do, right? They get in their head instead of their heart. So if reality isn't shifting and you don't see progress toward your desire, check to see if it's because you're not making moves. It could be vibrational. The thing that you need to do could be making your body feel safe. It could be physical, taking action, like making a phone call. It could be anything. But we have to do something. Things just don't land in our lap. We don't get what we want. We get or experience who we are being. And that's why all these beliefs about what's possible and what's not, and what money is like, or who we are, if we're worthy or broken or whatever we think, these are the things that we need to shift so that our lives reflect this new self-concept of this is who I'm being. And really, one of the things that I see a lot with people staying in their comfort zone is fear of failure. What if things don't work out? What if people judge me? What if people reject me? Here's the thing. So what? That's one of our welcome to being human beliefs that we all have. The 12 archetypes that I teach. We all have that. Failure, I don't even like that word. Failure is feedback. We always go forward, but we can't know what works or what doesn't work until we're willing to take action. And yes, our nervous system responds. You're going to feel fear or anxiety. Anxiety is the ambitious person's word for fear, or you're going to feel stress. But you've got to take action because it actually alleviates the stress. You did something, you learned something, and then you do it again. If we don't allow ourselves to fail, we're also not allowing ourselves to succeed. Another thing that holds people back, intention. Abraham Hicks specifically talks about rockets of desire, that the moment that we have a desire, we shoot out vibrational rockets, and the higher self or your inner being immediately says, I got it, it's done. But what people often overlook is that we have to continue to hold that vision. Our bodies, as I said, are wired for comfort. They're not wired for change. They're wired for just keep it the same. Our vision requires that we have to normalize what we want. We have to normalize that feeling in our body. If you're accustomed to having, I don't know, $5,000 in your checking account, and you want to have plenty of money to be a philanthropist, that requires that your body needs to feel safe with this. And how does that happen? With repetition. It's about holding the desire. Your subconscious mind believes everything you tell it. When you tell it there's not enough money, or we can't afford that, or if you've written a book and you've got to market it, but you don't know what to do, or something's holding you back, whatever you're thinking, the subconscious says, got it. I will go out and I will create that. I will give you examples here in your world so that you can see what you believe. I'll make that happen. So we need to hold the vision. We have to feel what it would feel like to have and experience the thing that we want, the best-selling book, the whatever it is. We have to feel it now, and we have to do it consistently. It's a daily practice, and not just once a day, but we have to let our body know that it's absolutely safe to move to the kind of life that we want, and then we intentionally actually look for proof. Another one is receptivity. And I see that this is so common with women, and I can speak from my own life. What does it really mean to be receptive? Like, how do you know if you're receptive, being in the allowing mode? How do you know? Well, the best indicator is how your body feels. Just how relaxed are your muscles? What's your tension levels? Are you dominantly clenched and constricted, or are you loose and just relaxed and knowing that whatever you want is on the way and you don't have to do anything about it? And if you do need to do something, you'll know. That's being very chill. In order to receive, it needs a nervous system that feels safe. Without safety, our bodies default to tension. And that tension, whether we even realize that it's there, cause resistance. It stops the flow. And so what makes us go to tension? Well, it's not only our past, our fears and trauma. It's more than that. It's also this adrenaline rush from scrolling through social media. It also impacts how you feel, your energetic receptivity and your adrenals. We get addicted to fear, to doom scrolling. I don't pay attention to anything that I would not want more of in my life. Because when we look at the news and understanding that news media tries to hook us with doom and gloom because we're wired to look for doom and gloom. But if you don't want more doom and gloom in your life, which most of us don't, we have to not do that. Listening to the news or listening to the news on YouTube talking about current situations as we move through so much chaos and change in the world impacts your energy. And it's really all you have. It's really all any of us have is our focus. If you spend time looking at what's going wrong in the world, that's blocking your dreams. Prioritize spending time in nature. Make sure that you get a walk. The trees or the water, the ocean can reset your energetic system. We take on others' energy, whether we know it or not. And especially if you're a sensitive person, we take it on. We have to do the reset or it gets in the way. Another thing that gets in the way of why you may not be experiencing your desires, life force energy. It's subtle, but if you're a coach like I am, or a healer, if you're working with clients, your life force energy is impacted. If you're normally a pretty happy person and joyful, and you're working with somebody who's resolving trauma or going through a divorce or is in a lot of grief, your energy field gets bound up. It gets contracted, drained. So many people think that this is just normal, that it's normal to feel tired and depleted, but it's not. Your energy body is a container, and the stronger your own life force energy, the more solid and expanded your container becomes. A weak energy field is full of leaks that just don't impact the way you feel. They impact what manifestations you can hold. People do not understand that our most critical gift or power that we hold is our attention. It's our life force. And when we get tired, our manifestations can't come in. What do? Make sure you get enough sleep, movement, nutrition, breath work. Breath work is so powerful and so simple. Get out in nature and meditate. Or if you don't meditate anymore, make your life a walking meditation. And the last one that I want to talk about is integration. And it's probably the most important one. It's the integration of everything that we just talked about. We watch videos, we do courses, we do all the right things, and so many people do not see results. I realize in working with people that a lot of us have a lot of intellectual knowledge. We know a lot of stuff. When my life went down the drain, I knew everything, but I had never really applied it because I didn't have to. I had a cushion in my life. And right now, when so much is changing, which actually is designed to impact our comfort zone, it's designed to have us stop putting our security out there, outside of us. This is so important. We have to learn how to apply all this stuff. understanding these concepts is easy, but as long as they're in our head, these magical orchestrations and radical shifts can't happen. A lot of people jump from concept to concept or teacher to teacher or modality to modality when they know all this stuff. But what they haven't done is this deeper work that we've talked about today. My clients are experiencing massive shifts, just like I did, not because I teach them what they don't know. That's not it at all, because most of my clients come to me and they know a lot of stuff. They've been to the seminars. They know all the things. I help them integrate and apply at much deeper levels that are difficult to achieve alone. You know, we all have blind spots, and they're called blind spots because a fish doesn't know that it's in water. We need help sometimes to see what's in the way. So these are the things that really are happening if your creations aren't happening. It's not about a magic trick, or it's not about saying the right mantra or writing it on paper 100 times a day. It's really about understanding how all these elements that I talked about today work together. Because again, when you've got something in your unconscious saying this thing that I want isn't safe, but the rest of you is saying, I want it, and it's not happening, you may not be aware that you've got something going on a deeper level. After an exercise to go deeper and deeper into financial beliefs and beliefs about money and success, one of my clients discovered that she thought her wife would leave if she became a New York Times best-selling author. She didn't know that that was there. Her conscious mind said, no, I'm a best-selling author. I'm here to help people. But we got there through an experience that I teach. And that's what we need to really look at, go deeper and deeper into what our body is saying. The next time you feel stuck or frustrated, listen to this video again and just see what you might be doing, or where do you need to go deeper, or ask, what's in the way? What am I feeling? What is there some other part of me that's not feeling safe with this? And if you want to go deeper, I am offering a 6-week online course where we go into just all this. We go into the deeper things that are in the way for just everybody. That was true for me. We'll talk about your welcome to being human beliefs. You'll get those. You'll understand when they pop up, when you're operating in fear. We're going to do exercises. Everything is in my course platform, so you'll have access to it forever. Weekly calls, weekly hot seats, so that we can go deeper in your life. And I will put the link for that below this. Thanks, guys, for listening. And I'm Wanda Vitale, and I'm a certified life coach and an explorer of possibility. And because of my own life, I had to learn how to let go, how to surrender. I had to learn how to let love live me. And that's ultimately what we're here to do. If you like this video, share it with someone who you think it might help. We are in the biggest transformation that humanity has ever experienced. And this is the time to understand that nothing out there impacts you, unless you think it does. Now is the time to understand that you are really the creator of your life, and that love is ready to live you when you hand over the reins.